Am I just eating because I'm bored? Okay guys, we're traveling lately. We're in freaking Ohio. Are we in Ohio?
Yes.
We're in Ohio. And I'm in a motel and hotel. And as opposed to Earl's trailer where we stayed the night before. And we're just thinking of stuff to do, and I thought, why not talk about Jim Carrey, who's one of the greatest actors of all time, one of my favorites. Pucker up and kiss it, Whoville! I don't even know how it got started. I don't even know the first movie that I saw with Jim Carrey in it, but when I realized like how funny he was, and that I could get some like attention by quoting Jim Carrey movies or imitating Jim Carrey or whatever, something exploded in my brain and I thought, I want to do that. And for a long time when I was a kid, I wanted to be an actor. Oh, bleeding hearts of the world unite! Competitive acting, all this really fun stuff. And Jim Carrey was probably the first person that really helped me understand what being funny could do for you and how it allowed you to connect with other people. Stare into the abyss. Slowly slip into madness. Him and maybe Robin Williams. Maybe I'll do a Robin Williams video later. But Jim Carrey was just really cool. I think the first movie I ever owned of Jim Carrey was Liar Liar. If you haven't seen Liar Liar, shut this off right now and go watch it because it's bloody hilarious. I used to literally like repeat Liar Liar word for word. I would make my parents watch it with me and then drive them freaking crazy by repeating the whole movie word for word. It was great. It was great. It was a great way for me to get attention and annoy the crap out of people. The pen is blue. The pen is blue. I'm kicking my... What I love about Jim Carrey is that he's so outlandish. Like, he's ridiculous. He takes it over the top. Of course, one of the best Jim Carrey movies is Dumb and Dumber. With him and Jeff Daniels. Is so freaking funny. There's so many good lines in that movie. If you haven't seen Dumb and Dumber, you are wasting your life. Go watch that movie. I love this scene when he walks out of a convenience store and he walks up to this random dude who has a giant like 54-ounce cup or however big these things are. And he walks up to him and goes, "Big gulps, huh? All right. Well, see you later." And just walks away, and that's the whole scene. One time I was with my wife. What was all that 1 in a million talk? And I did it just to make her laugh. So I walk up to this stranger outside of like a 7-Eleven and I'm like, "Big gulp, huh?" And he just looks at me like, "Why are you bothering me, stranger?" And I go, "Well, see you later." And he just looked at me like, what a moron. Yeah, we're in the Rockies. Would you look at the butt on that? Yeah, he must work out. Talk about a little place called Aspen, where the beer flows like wine and the women instinctively flock like the salmon of Capistrano. Okay, so one of the interesting things about Jim Carrey that I don't think a lot of people don't know is he actually started as a stand-up comedian and sort of like an impressionist. And what's interesting is that he's from Canada and he moved to the United States to try to become a professional stand-up comedian. And he tried it for, I believe it was like a year or two. Somebody else can look this up. It's a really interesting story. And he failed, actually. And he moved back to Canada. And he stayed there for another year. He just kind of needed to recharge, kind of refocus, I think. And he and his father had this really cool pact where he wrote his dad, or he wrote him, I believe he wrote himself a $10 million check. And he set it out to 10 years from then. And so his goal then was to go and become a professional actor, professional stand-up comedian, whatever, and then to be able to make $10 million. And he did it. He literally accomplished that goal. And his father saw him do that. And when his father died, he took that check and he put it in the breast pocket of his father's coat when he was in his casket. So that's kind of like a really special story, how Jim Carrey actually didn't make it at first, kind of gave up, went back to Canada and had to come back before he could really be successful and kind of find himself. And that's what's interesting, is a lot of comedians just sort of try and do what they think will make them successful, and it doesn't work. Jim Carrey to me is like a testament of what you can do by thinking outside of the box. I don't know if anybody ever just really just goes quite as insane as he does. What's that stench? It's fantastic. There goes fat boy Santa Claus back to the North Pole. Probably lives up there so he can avoid the taxes. loathe entirely. So if I got to buy Jim Carrey a Subway sandwich and sit down and ask him one question, I would ask him what was the shift that happened? You know, after he gave up, went back to Canada, and then something happened in himself that he could try it again after, you know, what felt like failure, and then coming back and being successful. He found something in himself. And I want to know what that is, what that inner transformation was. So if you haven't seen all the movies I've been talking about, don't look at me ever again. Don't watch this video, shut this off, go away. Go away, shoo, go away. Go watch those movies and then come back, because you're not invited. It's a Jim Carrey party only. I guess that's it then. Salutations. Take care. Bye-bye now.